Hey guys, Colby here. Welcome back to another raid video. The calendar is out for the fusion, and if you want to complete it, you gotta watch this video. You gotta stick through because I'll give you guys some tips. It will be very difficult for low spenders and even mid spenders. Free to play for sure will need a ton of planning. They have definitely not made this an easy one to do, and I'll explain why. Basically, it's because of the summon events, but let's get into it. So opening up the calendar right now, as we can see, it's very similar, all right, very similar to how the Blizzard fusion was. It was again a hybrid fusion. Look at this. It's basically the same days of events going through with a hero's path as well. So it's basically a carbon copy of this, okay, with 2 artifact enhancement events, 3 dungeon divers, 1 summon rush, 1 summoning tournament, 2 champion training tournaments, actually 3 artifact enhancement, actually, now that I see it. So it doesn't get, and we don't get an easy finish, okay? How can you complete this? 450 fragments available. You need 400. There's 4 epics coming through. You gotta do lots of summons. That's where the difficult part is gonna be. We're starting today with a dragon tournament and a champion training tournament. Those popped up already on the tournaments tab. The problem with those are that if you want to complete the dungeon divers alongside that and do a triple dip, you gotta start spending your energy on Saturday. But remember, dungeon divers are extremely difficult if you don't have a little bit of extra energy here and there, and also if you don't actually farm efficiently, okay? If you have not a good team, you're gonna be in trouble. Champion training does not give so much points, but the good thing is that there's both a champion training and a dragons tournament. So if you started on a Saturday, you can triple dip with the points and try and complete the dragon tournament in 1 day. That's gonna be my goal. So on Saturday is when really this thing is gonna start. Artifact enhancement. This will also be very difficult. This will require a big chunk of your hard-earned silver. We do have the free pack available right now to all players, which gives us like 5 million over the course of 5 days. But again, 3 artifact enhancements, meaning you gotta be farming lots of silver to do this, and you gotta be very careful on what you're upgrading and what you're keeping, especially if you're upgrading accessories. It's gonna cost you a lot of silver, so you better upgrade your artifacts first and then your accessories. Looking at the dungeons, I mean, it's the 4 dungeons that we have available. It's nothing new here. So each and every one of the dungeons, it's about 1 point per energy spent. If they require us to do 2,250 points, then it's about 2,250 energy for each one of these to complete. The arena takedowns will be the easiest ones as it's free to acquire. Basically, the fragments, you don't spend any resources that you earn. It's passively generated. It renews every single day. We get 39 I think chances at arena. If you can win at least 50% of those, you should be fine to take on all the fragments. Champion chase tournament, that is when the real thing comes into play in terms of planning. Each and every time you pick on the fragments, it's gonna count towards your total. Let's say you need 100 to summon 1 void champion. 1 void champion during a champion chase tournament is 350 points. So 350 points by this time here, all right, you should be able to have at least 2 to 3 summons of Kafru right here, meaning you'll get 350, 350, 350. So about 1,000 points right here through summons. That should be helpful to you guys to pick up the fusion. In terms of all the other fragments and how difficult it's going to be, it's basically going to be the most difficult ones is going to be the summon rush, which I expect this to be 3,000 points, meaning 6 sacreds. We get 1 free, so basically 5 sacreds worth of points, 2,500 points. For free to play, this is almost impossible. I don't have those many points on the free to play account. This hero's path right here, which starts at the end of the hero's chase tournament, we don't know the exact points needed for this one to complete. So this starts at the end. So if you do your summons here and you get your 25 points, maybe you'll have enough fragments to go in and pick up another 25 through the hero's path. The thing is, they've specifically said that it's only through summoning champions from shards and summoning souls from soul stones. This is extremely difficult to do for many players out there. Even if you're farming iron twins every day, you get one soul stone about per day. One mortal soul stone. To complete this thing, it should be about 50 mortal soul stones plus a little bit of the bigger soul stones to complete the whole thing. This will be extremely difficult to get. I think Saf covered the Blizzard fusion when it had almost the exact same thing, but the Blizzard one also had some souls for Blizzard, which they also added a champion training element into the event. So the total points he showed here was 54 mortal soul stones and 2 immortal soul stones to pick up, I think, everything. If I skip through his video a little bit, yeah, it's 54 and 2. And then like 4 sacreds, I think, or was it? Yeah, 4 sacreds that he shows here to pick up the 50 fragments. This is way better than the points needed during the summoning event. So skipping this summon rush might be the way to go for free to play. This is honestly it's not an exact guide because we don't know the points needed on the hero's path. It's just guessing, estimating based on a very similar fusion we had, which was for Blizzard, and the calculations that Saf did. So I'm not going to do the calculations again. I trust the guy with the maths. So he did the work. I'm just referencing it, I guess. So summon rush, 25 here. Summoning chase tournament, another 25 here. Do you skip those 2 to do the hero's path? This might be the choice to go for. Problem is, if they make it too difficult for everybody here, we're gonna have a bad time. Meaning we would lose the potential points here from the champion chase tournament in order to complete the hero's path. The summon rush, like I'll give you guys an example. On my free to play, I highly doubt I'll be able to do the summon rush. If it's 3,000 points, which they don't change the points depending on the level of your account, I'll be in so much trouble. Let me just show you on how many shards I've got and the points I'm guessing I'll be able to get. So I have 5 ancients, that's 20 points each, right? So that's 100 points. 3 voids, that's 120 points each. So that's another 360 points. And then a primal shard, I think it's 200 points. So that's 560 and 460, and then the sacred 1,060 points in total. That's assuming I spend every single bit to go for the summoning event. I don't have that. That means I don't have the 3,000. That means I'll have to do the hero's path. So I'm saving every single shard that I have until that hero's path, and I will be trying to see if I can get some parts, maybe for Rally Keeper. Maybe I can farm these and fuse Rally Keeper to do the summoning tournament. That will be 250 points. So maybe doing champion training here, where these champions are, and then leveling up the copies, and then using these guys as food for fusing Rally Keeper might be the way to go to get basically free points. How many points do I need for the summoning chase tournament? Again, we don't know, but we are guessing, okay? There's a good guide again for Blizzard. It's basically the same thing. I'm assuming it's gonna be the same thing for the summoning tournament. All right, so if we check on a little bit here, the summoning tournament here started, it was basically the same days. It's like the same kind of calendar. So for Blizzard, I found that we needed 2,500 tournament points through summons. Okay, so if we get like 1,000 from the epics that we will get alongside, 1,000 means we'll need 1,500 points to pick up the remaining 25 fragments. 1,500 points. How do we get 1,500 points? In 7 days, we'll have the 2x Void Summoning event. There's also the 5th anniversary, so they might throw some big events also alongside. So I'm not sure on whether this is gonna stand or not on the 15th to have the 2x on Voids, and that will help you maybe get some higher quality champions, allowing you to pick up more points in 7 days from now. So for the champion chase tournament. For the summoning event this weekend, it's probably gonna be a 10x. So there's lots of things to consider going for ARMANZ. This is definitely not an easy one, guys. Now that I'm thinking about it, because they've eliminated the part where you can get points through champion training for here, it's all a gamble on how easy it's gonna be to summon here and get 50 points, because we are assuming it's gonna be the same thing as the Blizzard one. But assumptions, you know, it's just an assumption, right? We don't know what kind of trick they're planning, because even though it's like their 5th anniversary, they're not making it easy at all. With the summon rush points, we all know require lots of points, and then the champion chase tournament. Everything else is doable if you split your focus and make sure you spend your energy and any gems that you have saved in terms of the dungeon divers and artifact enhancement. Those are crucial. All right, so don't waste your energy at times where you're not double deeping on points. Let's say doing dungeon divers when there's not a champion training tournament or a dragon tournament. So here there's a dungeon divers here, so you should be doing it with Fire Knight to complete it. And there's a champion training tournament training event as well, so you're doing dungeon divers and Fire Knight, and then once you get the points here, you basically stop, because you can carry on the champion training to do the next dungeon divers here, which will go alongside the spider tournament as well. So it's all about double dipping points and having enough shards. They don't make it easy. We just had a soul summons tournament, right? I didn't have that many, let's say on my free to play. I had some on the main account, but on the main account I don't care. I'll be able to complete this. What I'm worrying about is on the free to play, on how I'll tackle this. And it's all about summon rush, champion chase, hero's path. Those three will be the most difficult, and how I'll be able to acquire shards through clan boss. Basically that's it, clan boss. And I don't know if I can push the Doom Tower. I don't think I can push the Doom Tower. I'm stuck on Bommel 90 normal on the free to play. So guys, I made this quick tracker for you guys to pick up on any fragments. So as you are completing the fusion, you can follow through with this one, but you gotta make your own version in order to keep track. So what you do is you'll find the link down below, and you click on file here on the top left, and then make a copy, and that's how you can use the tracker for your own benefit. So what you do basically with this one is there's this column right here which says complete. You just click as you are completing everything. So this way you keep track, okay, I got these fragments and these fragments and these fragments, and you know which ones you've got left. So that's going to be a good way for you to keep track with everything and look for those 400 in total fragments that you're going to need to complete this whole thing. So if I zoom in a little bit for you guys to see, right, this is the whole thing. And we start out today with the champion training and dragon tournament. So let's say you do these two, boom, boom. That's 50 fragments already. And here you'll see that you have 50 fragments on the bottom right. Okay, 50 fragments. You need 400 total. Remember that. So you do these two. Then there's the summon rush event. Let's say you don't do that. You want to keep on for the hero's path. But let's say you carry on with everything else. So the next one on the list is going to be the artifact enhancement. That's going to start tomorrow as well. So let's say you do that, and then you also do the dungeon divers on Saturday, because you do the champion training and dragon tournament at the same time. So you like triple dip. So in total so far you have 400 points. And then we're gonna have the classic arena, which is gonna be easy basically for everybody. Ice Golem tournament as well. You should be doing it to get some dungeon divers points and get those points as well. And then we come on to Tuesday. You want to be doing your artifact enhancement slowly but surely to pick up all those points needed there. There's going to be a dungeon divers as well. All right. That you want to be doing with the Fire Knight. So once you do your Fire Knight together with the dungeon divers, boom, boom, You see, you're picking up all these points through all these different events. Champion training also is coming up, but there's also going to be a dungeon diver. So make sure, if you can, to do the champion training together with this final dungeon divers, because there's also going to be a spider one. So make sure that you keep an eye on everything. So you do the champion training, artifact enhancement, dungeon divers, together with the spider, and of course classic arena, as that's going to be an easy one. So I'm doing all of these so far, and I'm picking up all these points. Let's say I'm being perfect in all my decisions. How many fragments do I have? I have 350 fragments. Because I still need to do the summon tournament. Call it summon tournament. And I needed to do the summon rush. But let's say we skip that one. If we skip that one, then we still need to do 25 from the hero's path. And if we have enough summons, we should be able to do it. By the way, you see this as a line. It shows that they will be on the same day on the final one. No, that's not what happens. Every time we have some sort of tournament or event, it usually ends at the time the other one is going to start. So there's never double dipping in terms of summon tournament and hero's path points from summon. So don't think you're going to get lucky with that one. It's just how it looks here on this table. So I have 350 points. I need 300 to summon 3 epics. And that should be the summon tournament. And hopefully that's going to be enough with other shards that I have to finish that one. If it has like a 2x on voids there. And I'll need 25 finally from Hero's Path to complete the whole thing. And if I do manage to complete the whole thing, then I'll be in luck basically. And manage to get the champion. But you gotta remember, guys, this will be very, very difficult. And that's why this tracker is for you guys to help you along the journey. And I think another very difficult part will be the artifact enhancement because of the sheer amount of silver that you'll need. So you should definitely not be using your resources blindly. And make sure you're taking advantage of Doom Tower farming and picking up the Doom Tower forge materials. Those will allow you to forge gear, which you can both upgrade a little bit for points and then sell for silver. You don't upgrade them fully. Remember, I'll make a video when the time comes for artifact enhancement. You don't upgrade them fully. You upgrade them a little bit, and that gives you a little bit of points. And that's your road to success for this fusion. That's your road to success. I'm gonna repeat this as the days goes on, just to give you guys an idea on how I'm going through with the free to play, which I feel like more players will be, will feel like they are closer to the free to play experience rather than my main account where I have shards, I have lots of energy, I have lots of gems. It's not really a struggle for me. The only way I lose that is if I like skip an event for something. The only chance I skip something is maybe on the 13th because I need to be I got like army duty. So we'll see about that. But guys, this was the video. This is definitely not an easy fusion, but it's not impossible for free to play. Low spenders should have it. Mid spenders, again, you gotta be careful with double dipping, triple dipping, and then everybody else is gonna have just a regular time doing a fusion, completing it, getting a champion, right? So this was the video, guys. Thank you all. Subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. See ya.